What up, everyone? I'm Rich Mays Lopez.
I'm Brendan Dunn, news editor at Soul Collector.
I'm Matt Welty, editor of Complex Sneakers.
And we have a fourth host in the building today.
A very special guest.
A living legend?
No.
Okay.
Just living.
Just living. Jeff Staple is in
what
the
up?
building.
How you doing, guys? What's
Thanks
up?
for joining us. Fresh
Jeff, thank you
off
so much.
of a huge release yesterday, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I mean, you know, I had to come on the show and make sure I tell you the story of the Pigeon Dunk riot, you know, because
Shots fired very early.
I know you love hearing the story.
I'll go blog about it real quick. I don't want to hear Jeff Staple ever talk about the Pigeon Dunk again. I'm sorry, but that's just...
You got no time for Jeff Staple? You
No.
can tell it to his face when he
No.
comes on the show.
So I decided to come on and, you know, tell you face to face, you know.
So you're going to stick with us
It's
for the
better
whole
in
show.
person than when you read it on Hype. Trust me.
Or when you watch a Soul Collector documentary.
Please watch that.
But you're going to stick with us for the whole show.
Yeah, man.
We're going to talk about news. We're going to talk about Copper Drop. We're going to talk about best and worst. But before we get into that, do remember, you can follow Full Size Run on Instagram and Twitter at Full Size Run Show. You can catch us every Friday on youtube.com/Soul Collector and subscribe, right?
Yeah, you can
Tell
even maybe
people.
connect with us on LinkedIn if that's your thing. I know you're looking
and
to build your
and
network
also, where
out.
can you watch us on Fridays?
Fuse. We're
That's
going to be
right.
on television somehow,
Could
some
you
way.
imagine?
We're not sure why, but we will apparently be in your living room talking about sneakers very soon.
That's Full Size Run Show,
tune into
Fridays,
Fuse.
11 p.m. on Fuse. Check your local TV listings.
Is that going to be like your new pickup line if you walk into a bar
100%.
and you are on the television?
100%.
what
I have the
crazy
screenshots
that is.
already.
That is so dope.
Brendan, let's talk about the news.
First thing we want to talk about in terms of news is Giannis did sign a big deal with Nike. He announced it on social media yesterday. There was some speculation around this. You know, he was basically the biggest sneaker free agent in the last couple months.
For sure.
Adidas was obviously trying to woo him away. There was that thing where they sent him like a truck full of product. So basically yesterday he posted this little video. The video, he didn't actually explicitly mention Nike, but in the tweet he kind of did, and it ends with like Giannis x Nike. This is the whole thing about family and loyalty and stuff like that. He's expected to get a signature sneaker as early as next season, according to Nick DePaula. Do we need another basketball signature sneaker? I feel like Nike's stable is already a bit crowded.
No.
Right?
We don't need it. No, we don't.
But you can't hurt them for trying. They gotta help out Nike basketball as much as possible.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Nike basketball does need some help. I don't know if just like putting another shoe in the lineup is going to do it, but
We've spoken about this at length, Jeff, on the show, just to bring you up to speed on how
you
the
saying Jeff
performance-
doesn't watch the show every week?
Exactly. How the performance basketball market is down. It's just not what it used to be, especially when Air Jordan reigned supreme on the court. Why do you think that's happening?
I think kids are not influenced. They don't want to be basketball players anymore. You know
Is
what I
it
mean?
because
They
when
want to be sneaker bloggers.
We wanted when we grew up, we wanted to be Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Isaiah Thomas. Now, when you grow up, you want to be Yeezy. You want to be Wexler.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You want to be Virgil, right?
Don't blow up Wex's head that much.
I know. He had a bodyguard at Complex
He did have a
Con.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question to you then also, and this is for everyone, is it because we were so stupid when we were younger that we thought we could be Michael Jordan, and now it's like, yo, I'm 13 years old, I know I'm never going to be
Not
LeBron,
gonna
but I
happen,
might
right?
be able to spit like Kanye. I might. Is it because of that? Like, is
No.
it just
More
unattainable? It's
attain-
just...
No, it's not that.
But
I'll
don't
tell
you-
you what it is, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, tell me.
When we were young, we were really enamored by people who were skilled at one particular skill set, right? Like you were an amazing basketball player and that's it. Nowadays, kids like the fact that you can be a sneaker designer, own a restaurant. Like Eddie Wong's another one. Like I've got a TV show, I'm on Vice, I got a restaurant, I'm writing a book. Like they
Action
want
Bronson,
that slash.
you know, like-
Yeah, they want slash slash slash. You know, they don't want
Gotcha.
like I'm the best
Are those
at
three
one
stripes?
thing. Slash 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 slash. I should
Okay.
say. Like I got to keep this right. But I think that's what it is now. You know.
Like Virgil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undefinable.
Right.
Yeah.
You also see the NBA players wearing the rappers and designer shoes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they
More
want
so
that
than-
too.
So
Yeah.
they're influenced by...
You see
Yeah.
LeBron come in the off-whites, like LeBron's not wearing his own
Rappers wanna
sneakers.
be actors like that. You know?
If you told a kid coming out of middle school right now, like, I'll give you one wish. You could be the best basketball player in the entire nation.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing you could do. He'd be like, it's kind of whack.
Yeah.
I can't make a beat.
The perspective.
I can't
make
hop
beat.
on a record.
Yeah.
I can't like have a clothing line. I can't have my own
Yeah.
shoe. No, you just be the best basketball player ever.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, Welty, I know you don't love talking about Jordans, but give me some Jordan
But you're
news for
going
this
to.
week.
Oh, God. So we saw...
Is it that bad?
No. This one's not as bad.
Okay.
Yesterday we saw that Nigel Sylvester unveiled this pink Jordan 1, kind of in a black toe colorway.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of those shy pink Nike SBs from
classics.
way back.
Classics?
This is like, I feel like he just picked the wrong Instagram filter. Like, I don't know if we
Is it not that color? Do you,
Right, that's what I'm saying. Do we have a confirmation?
Have you seen the shoe?
No. Have you?
This is a
No, that's what I was asking.
The people we know at Jordan Brand didn't care to comment on it.
I thought it was interesting because I saw a lot of women on social media who actually were really into this shoe, but you always hear the criticism that girls don't want pink Jordans,
Right,
but this
shrinking
was like
pink.
one of the few pink Jordans where they're like, no, we love it.
You're gonna get your girl a pair?
What?
You gonna get your girl a pair?
Which one? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Okay.
Jeff,
What up?
hold on.
Okay.
Before we move on to the next thing that neither of us want to talk about. As an
Don't ask me the Jordan question.
I am gonna ask you the Jordan question.
Okay, go ahead and ask me
So
the
like as an OG collector,
Yeah.
that has a lot of respect. You just said for Michael Jordan, got
Yeah.
Pippen in that legacy. What do you think about this?
I think it's a good looking shoe, but like there's deeper issues that Jordan has to deal with,
Yep.
which is how do we make new shit,
Yep.
new innovative product that doesn't rely on Michael Jordan the person, which most 13-year-olds have never seen or acknowledged his existence even, right? I've heard kids
I've never seen, or maybe on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe not even though,
Yeah,
to
maybe
be
not even.
quite
They've
honest.
seen Crying Jordan.
That they're very
Yes,
familiar with.
and that's the problem, right?
You think that's the next phase of Jordan Brand? Crying Jordan Brand?
if they want to make a lot of money real quick, yes.
We shouldn't be giving
They
these
should
ideas.
just make
We
a
always get these
streetwear
incredible
line with
ideas
that
out for
officially.
free.
What
Shouldn't have even
do
said
you
that.
think about
But so this is a band. This will work. It'll be like it'll work for them, but it's not the long-term solution to their problem.
Nike has a lot of hardships, as you imagine, as you mentioned. Jordan's under that umbrella.
Yeah.
And Welty and I have spoken about this. Actually, we've all spoken about this, but you mentioned
I spoke about it.
You definitely.
You guys had a private conversation about this shit? Where was I?
You were here. You mentioned it.
Yeah.
Last time, I believe when Jason Maiden was here, was how does Jordan Brand capitalize on their other athletes when they're looking up at Michael Jordan always?
Right.
And how does the brand capitalize when they're always looking up at Michael Jordan? How do you do that?
Yeah.
Because Nike is Mark Parker, but it's not Mark Parker,
Right.
the name of the brand. It's Michael Jordan brand.
Yeah.
How do you step out from behind that?
Right.
I'm asking you. How do you think? Well, I don't want you to give away free ideas, but
Yeah.
do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible, but I also think it's like shooting an arrow at an apple. Like it's a difficult thing to do, and they have to assess: should we start a new non-Jordan thing, to address that, and maybe just let this ride off into the sunset. I think that discussion has to happen, and I'm sure it is happening. And I think these sort of retro releases that they're doing, I hope are in an effort to buy time and cause excitement, as you were saying,
Yeah.
while they're figuring out like the real solution to the problem. There's a fact here. I don't know if this is true, but
it's a fact.
I heard that
It's alternative fact?
Yeah.
I heard
Is
that
fake news?
Jordan Brand is actually the reason why Nike Inc. is not doing well, but actually Nike Swoosh, isolated by itself, is not doing bad at all. Do you know if that's true or not? That's what
This
I heard.
is the numbers, man.
I can't comment on that.
Okay,
I
but
don't
he
know.
will run
But
the numbers.
that's a public.
We'll come back to
we
you.
could do the
Oh,
research.
no, he
on
does.
that.
Yeah,
This is-
yeah.
I
I
heard
don't know off the
Swoosh.
top of my
I
head,
heard
so-
Swoosh, if Jordan was removed, is actually doing fine.
Okay.
There is a Jordan 32 lifestyle shoe.
This is next, Joe.
Yes.
It's basically a Jordan 2 with that like got herpes or something.
Oh, my
No, dude. No, it's not.
He said no. It's not.
Wait, what is this? This is
It's
the
the
new
Jordan. It's the Jordan. It's
It's
the
the-
Jordan 32 sample that surfaced. That obviously the story of the Jordan 32 is that it references the Jordan 2 in all these different ways. This one references them in more overt ways, in that it has the
It's supposed to be
original
lifestyle?
leather build. Yeah, I believe so, more or less.
Jeff, is this a step in the right direction?
It's not a step in the long-term right direction, but I think it'll.
Would you wear them?
No, I wouldn't wear them. And I think they would have done better by just collaborating with my man Dom's shoe surgeon on this, because it looks like a shoe surgeon custom.
Interesting.
This is a glorified Team Jordan. Let's be real.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you there. Do you feel the same way? Like it's just a regular Jordan? Like doesn't scream
Yeah.
Air Jordan to
No,
you, right?
no.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, we got to get back to talking about bringing old things back, since we do have
Might
Jeff
as well.
Staple in the building.
Yes.
well.
So, as you guys undoubtedly already know if you're watching this show because you're a true sneakerhead, Jeff Staple brought out the black Pigeon Dunks officially yesterday at the Reed Space pop-up at Extra Butter. According to you, it was 100 times worse
Yeah.
than the last one.
Yeah, if you've seen any of the footage of the lineups, it
How
was
is that
crazy.
possible, though? Tell us how that's possible.
Just more people, but they were more civil than the first round.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
First and foremost, the one that's sitting right there is
Infamous. Is a piece of history.
is a piece of history. This is one of your, what does it say?
0-0
Of
of 30, which was the Reed Space allocation.
Were you scared at any point of redoing this?
Not
or
scared.
Coming back to this?
Not scared, but when we started the conversation about 2 years ago of doing round 2, there was discussion in my head mostly of like, maybe I don't want to touch that. Maybe that's the holy grail. Seriously, like I touched it in 2005 and like I'm not supposed to ever touch it again, you know?
Did anything then different cross your mind? Like,
Yeah, then I was like, fuck it. That was the other thing. I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like I have the opportunity to do something, let's do it. And then when I finally decided, let's do this, it was a discussion of like, do we do a high? Do we retro the exact same thing? Do we do an unpigeon? Or do we do a low? Or do we take a whole different direction, you know? And that's obviously what we ended up doing.
And that was up to you? Was Nike down to do any of those things? They would have put
So
out
the funny
original
thing
shoe
is,
again?
going into the meetings at Beaverton, I was like, all right, guys, let's just do the high. Because you've been doing it with the Tiffany's. And I assume that's what you want to do. They're like, no, we want to do something different. And my initial reaction was like, whoa, why? Why different for me? Like, you've been doing it all the year for all the other ones. And, you know, I feel like I'm about to be bamboozled. Like, they're trying to, like, do some fake shit on me, you know? Like, no, I want to do what everyone else did and play it safe. And they convinced me that, like, no, let's think about something different. Go back to the drawing board. Let's not just do the high. Let's look at a low, you know, hell, maybe a mid, but let's just do something totally different so that we really respect what happened in the beginning, you know?
Did you ever have any fear that when you were going to do this, that given, you know, the reception of the first one, that if this one bricked or, you know, sat on shelves or whatever, that like the facade out of the shoe would be gone?
Yeah, and it would affect the first one too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, like I was definitely concerned about that, and it was part of the thinking. But as I told Rich before, that like when we designed this shoe, we didn't anticipate the hype, the riots, the lineup, and the coverage. So we said, you know what? Fuck the Am I allowed to curse on the show?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Curse all you
I was like, fuck the expectations of like what this has done, and let's remove all those things, and let's just make a shoe that I want, Nike SB wants, Eric Costin wants, Ishad Ware wants, you know, Virgil might want, Ronnie might want. Like, we just went in that direction.
Did you at any point during this design process think of doing something that wasn't a pigeon, but was still staple?
No, because Pigeon, if you look at the history of Pigeon, period, I've only done that on the most iconic things, whether it's like a Doc Martens or Cole Haan or a Lomo camera or Shake Shack. Like,
You did a Shake Shack collab?
yeah, we did a Shake Shack collab with
Shit,
the
I
Pigeon.
It was like
didn't
a
know
concrete,
that.
right?
Yeah, it was a concrete and apparel and everything. So when the big guns come calling, like that's when I unleash the bird on them, you know? It's true. There's been collabs I've said no to, and there's been collabs where I was like, we can't do the pigeon on this, I'm sorry, you know? It's
Really?
like, yeah, the bird
So
stays
you-
in the cage. I just pet the bird.
So you only put the bird on what you feel comfortable with?
Yeah, the brand has to mean something iconic to me personally, you know?
There's a lot of sneaker heads out there who, you know, they love the Dunk, they love the New Balance stuff, but then after that, you kind of lost them. You went from, you know, like being like a Supreme or like brands like now, like kind of like a Concepts or whatever that like had like the really premium sneaker collaborations to like doing Ewing and Cole Haan and Fila and Puma, where it's like you don't want to see it kind of almost like in their head like the values.
Right.
The Pigeon on it, like, and now you said that this is like a new start for
Yeah.
Pigeon. Did you feel at any time that Pigeon kind of or staple like lost its way going through all of that to this
It's a good
point?
question. I definitely thought about that angle, that like, am I doing too much? But all of those brands that you mentioned have some connection to my history. Like Ewing's have a connection to my history growing up in Jersey, right? Cole Haans are that dope like shoe that a lot of people who aren't sneakerheads who have like a corporate 9-to-5 job, Cole Haan is their go-to, you know what I mean? So like they always had some reasoning, and I try to keep it very sort of personal to me, but I definitely say that like I'm not doing like the Supreme model where it's like they only pick 3 brands and they just keep collaborating with those 3 brands.
Is there any one where you were like, shit, I should have done that?
Probably the scariest one was Airwalk. That was like,
That was recently, right?
well actually we did the first one, which was at Payless only.
Yeah,
Right.
That was
years
like
ago, yeah.
the scariest one because
Right.
it was a Payless exclusive, and it was really quite like, everyone was like, "This, you're done. This is the nail in the
You're
coffin
finished,
for your
yeah.
career. It's
And
over
this is
for
years
you."
before Kanye West said he wanted to work with
For Payless,
right?
yes.
There's no more read space anymore.
Right.
There's no more clientele. There's no more recon. There's no more classic kicks. What the hell happened?
The sneaker brands, Nike and Adidas, realized that if they make their own boutique, if they make their own store, they cut out the middleman and they make twice as much money, right? So I'll give you a real simple transaction. If a shoe costs $100, the wholesale is $50, right? The cost is, let's just be generous and say 20.
I was gonna say $12.50.
Yeah, let's just say $25 and they double their money. If they open up their own Nike store, they make from 25 cost to 100. They make 75 versus 50, right? So if you're a Nike CEO or Adidas CEO, why are you going to share that money? We'll just open up our own stores. And now we don't have to open a store. We got the app, Confirmed, Sneakers. So now there's no cost at all except the cost to do the app.
So they still do have Kith, concepts,
Okay, but here's
sneakers
what's
and
happening.
stuff.
That's the follow-up. Then why are they able to exist or continue to exist?
So
Right? Like, why are they doing so well? No, I'm asking.
figured-
Like, why
I
do
mean,
you think?
yeah.
Why do you
I mean,
think?
they work their ass off. But I think
Why
now,
is Ronnie so successful?
because he works his ass off. He works harder than anybody else, for sure. But I think what's happening now is you look at Dover Street Market, you look at the top, sneaker retailers, Dover Street, Kith, those are big fucking stores now. Like
Yeah.
those are city block,
Ronnie has a three-story
multi-level
joint now.
stores,
Yeah.
you know? So what used to be Saks, Bergdorf, and Bloomingdale's is now Kith and Dover Street Market.
Yeah.
But what happened to n.e.r.d? What happened to A-Life? Like the
wish I
secret
knew.
down low spot.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about those brands, I'm talking about that feeling of
feeling.
walking into a spot, you can have a conversation with someone, you can sit down and hang out there for 2 hours and just chop it up. You can't do that at Dover Street. They'll fucking kick you out. They'll be like,
Try to get
I
into
don't thi-
Supreme.
I don't think it's the shops as much as like the game has changed. Like
That's what-
totally.
yeah, that's what Jeff said, like-
like
Yeah.
just like the whole mentality of buying sneakers as a
Absolutely.
whole. Like it's not
Yeah.
like kids are just coming in and like, oh, I'll
Browsing.
buy.
No.
Yeah, no, it's like everything's
It's a commodity
Yeah.
based
they come in with, they're like, I want this. Oh, okay. And then they just walk out like, we have all this other, hello. So yeah, so anyway, extra butter, Reed Space, we are going to try to bring that middle white space of like community boutique, amazing product, amazing customer service, and like try to bring it back to the old
You're trying to
school.
restore the feeling.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
trying to bring the feeling back.
And I hear it all the time from people, like, we need that back,
Yeah. Last thing, you were at Compass Con.
Yeah.
Hiroshi dropped something of a bomb in there. You're talking about an upcoming Nike collaboration. Is that right?
So the rumor is, are we
What's
putting
the
you on the
rumor?
spot? No,
What's
it's
the
not a
rumor?
fucking rumor,
He
Jeff.
he
was
said
there,
it. He said it. Yeah.
So he was there and he said, according to our esteemed EIC, Gerald Flores,
Yes.
that he has a 10-pack of Nikes coming up.
Or something of a response.
Or
to
that him and
what
Virgil were
was doing.
racing to see who would do it
Oh,
first.
okay.
I think that was the context of it.
I'll tell you the facts of what has transpired.
That's all we want, just facts.
I asked Hiroshi to bring some samples with him, some show and tell.
Okay.
He brought out some shoes that aren't out yet, and
Okay.
I noticed on the backs of all these shoes and the inside of the shoe, it said the 10 in the exact same way that Virgil said the 10.
Yeah. So you notice that it says the 10 on stage.
I knew it before.
People have been talking about. There have been rumors that this was originally
Yes.
supposed to be a Virgil versus Hiroshi thing. I guess the Hiroshi stuff is still coming out. I don't know whether or not that was the case, but
Okay, so you notice it says a 10.
Jeff, can you comment
And-
on that? Was that
And
the
then I
case?
asked Hiroshi, what is this about?
Yes.
And he was definitely playing his cards right, and he was saying like, I think maybe we were both doing this unknowingly, and then at the end he won. Those are quoted words that he said on stage. He said he won. And so I don't
Gotcha.
know. He said I don't know what's going to happen with these shoes. Maybe they come out and maybe
maybe
they
they
come out
don't.
not as the 10. Maybe they just come out as HTMs or something like that.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I would love to actually sit down face to face in a private room with a closed door with Virgil, and I just want to know, like, if you knew you were doing a collab with Hiroshi, right? One of two things happened. Either you said, I don't want to do the collab with Hiroshi, which is crazy talk, right? Or somebody at Nike said, this is not happening as you originally intended with Hiroshi, and you allowed that to happen.
Okay.
Right. Either which I would have been like, this was presented to me as me and Hiroshi, if I was Jeff, and I am Jeff, and they said, you're not now doing it with Hiroshi, I'd be like, fuck that. This is happening with Hiroshi. He's the godfather. Like, I
Right.
won't do the project now.
Yeah.
For sure.
So when we get you and Virgil in a room by yourselves,
Yeah.
talking about this, can we put a camera in that room?
Would love to set that up.
I just want to know, maybe he just was like, I had no idea that he was even working on shoes. Maybe.
Right.
But if they're both the 10, I don't know how that.
There's a conspiracy that we need to get to the bottom
There
of here,
is.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I would love
And
to
you're
know.
that man because you're a
And
journalist at
can
heart.
I just zoom out on the 50,000 foot level here?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about problems at Nike, problems
Yeah.
at Jordan, blah, 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 right? It's this type of thinking that is part of the problem.
Which type of thinking?
That like we're gonna, whether it's disrespect or like, you know what I mean, like just not acknowledging or like not paying, paying respect to the people who like deserve it and stuff like that. Like,
Do you think that's a system-wide problem at Nike?
Potentially, that like there's a lot of hype-driven decisions that are being made of like what is the quickest.
Like without substance?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do thank you for coming by, Jeff. We're going to have you stick around for the rest of the show here. If you want to chime in on any of our segments, feel free.
Please do.
If you don't want to
curse.
offend anyone, you can do that as well. Welty, what's up next?
So next, we're going to talk about the best and worst things that we either saw on the internet this week or IRL.
By the way, we did have a commenter, Brett Drake. Maybe the guy behind the flies. We got to look into that. But he said, first time tuning in, do you guys talk positively or hate on everything for most of the show? We do talk positively a fair amount, but also we do like to get critical because we do feel that those sort of voices are lacking in this world.
We live in an
It is so much
industry where
built on
you get in
saying
trouble.
that everything is good so
Yeah.
you can get free shoes, which we've all
100%,
done
100%.
very recently
or
even.
written articles that have been
But,
taken off the internet
Yeah.
because
If you want to read the positive, read the press release.
Yeah.
That's the positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do spend time being
100%.
positive.
Well, thanks
on
for tuning in, by the way.
Yeah.
But again, anybody can sit in this chair, that chair, and speak glowingly about anything, dude. Like it takes, I don't get free sneakers anymore.
Anyways, so we're gonna get to the best and worst things that we saw.
Yep.
This week was Complex Con, or this past weekend, so that's still lingering around.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I wanted to say last episode, but this is the one thing that really pissed me off.
How many reallys was that?
A lot. So,
lost.
and one of the boutiques that I respect the most in the world, at most, was at Complex Con, and they had, vintage sneakers and lucite and all that.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was a small booth, and they just start breaking out all their like collabs from the past like 3 or 4 years, and I'm like, oh shit.
Crazy limited stuff.
Crazy
hype stuff.
limited,
Like Beast Pack stuff.
yeah, like restock, boom, like it's just like retail, like just let me buy this, right? And then I turn the shoe over and they're selling this sneaker for $500. They were reselling their own collaborations out of their own booth.
And that
Right in front of the Nike booth. That is fucking ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
Would you ever do that with your own sneakers?
No.
Resell them to a kid?
I wouldn't. No.
Yeah,
I know, all respect to like Homeo and all
they
that,
gave me
like
a
the
free tote
OG,
bag,
like
so I
that's how
love
he got
Adidas.
into the game, like
Yeah,
reselling.
reselling. Yeah.
But,
he's
like-
a reseller at heart.
Yeah.
But that's
and he
like
proved it.
Now we know.
Shout out to Homeo. He's a legend in the game. But I mean, you shouldn't resell your
yeah.
own sneakers, right?
Yeah.
That's quite bold.
staple booth with like $7,000 pigeon dunks out of there. Like that's
That's
like
quite bold.
no, we don't need to do that.
Rich, tell us about.
I agree with you on that.
You're
Yeah.
kind of on the fence. So you don't know if it's the best or
Yeah,
worst.
100%. I'm on the fence of whether this is the best or worst. Nate Jones works for Goodman Sports, and he is related to Dame Lillard's business. So the Dame Lillard 3 was a horrible shoe and set Dame's biz back after momentum from the 2. The 4 is the best Adidas hoop shoe I've ever played in.
Wait, Nate works
For
for
Dame.
Dame, who was an Adidas player.
I have to
and
applaud
his
him for
manager
this.
is talking shit
I have
about.
to
Okay.
applaud
Right.
him for this.
Nate Jones obviously represents Dame's
Yeah.
interests, and he's saying that Adidas made shitty sneakers, bro. That's a bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's another platform to have this conversation on. Fly.
Full size run.
Jeff, if you had
down.
another guy in your
Future full-size
business
run
and he
guest,
made a
Damian
comment about
Lillard.
one of your past projects like this on
I would
social media.
slice his pinky off.
I appreciate this tweet, although Nate Jones has said we're trash on Twitter several times. I don't know if
Has
that's
he
on the
really?
wall, but
Okay.
yeah.
That's,
I have
that's a great compliment that he's trashing you guys publicly. But no, I think there's a better forum for this. I agree with you.
this was just mind blowing to see.
Yeah.
Like Adidas made shit sneakers for Dame Lillard last year, and he sprained his ankle in them.
And he thought with the last sentence that like, I'm good because I said the 4 is the best. So it's like, compliment, not compliment.
It was a huge backhanded compliment.
My best thing of the week is that I'm so happy to see John Wexler, who told us he was worried about not getting a
really
pair of
happy to see
n.e.r.d. NMDs, did indeed get a pair, so we're happy.
I'm here. I left Complex Con.
Rich said
I
he
do
wouldn't
not
leave-
have any
He
NERDs.
said he wouldn't leave the building without it, and yet
It's
he did.
shocking to me that
Another
Wex
lie.
has problems getting any shoe.
That's some
Allegedly.
bullshit. And Wex hustled me on our very show.
Just the n.e.r.d. shoes that kids could get in the morning.
I also don't have.
But with the red, same. But kids with the red heel
Actually,
tab,
need more
same.
people.
Trust me. And I'm putting that out in the universe because I'm hoping to walk
Say
away
it
with
to the
them
camera,
today.
to the camera.
Please.
And that's absolutely fucking fine. I'm glad he got
You know
them.
he's
Friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Wex like seeds the sneakers like to himself.
Let's get to the copper drops section.
Yeah. My cop of the week is the Pharrell Hue NMD Trail. I didn't get any RDs. I haven't gotten a fucking Pharrell NMD. I've tried very, very hard. I'm gonna try again. I can't fucking buy sneakers, dude.
But you've never had one of these.
I can't get them.
Soon.
I can't see you in them, to
I'm
be
sure
honest.
you'll have some luck.
Just as your personal, stylist.
boy.
If I had to style you, I wouldn't put you in these.
You wouldn't put me, but how about
No.
if I was to like go to like CDG and get the cropped like pants and shit?
I like you in Jordan sweats.
My cop of the week.
Sweatpants,
is-
hair tie, chilling with no makeup on. I understand.
It's a long debate to figure out when Rich is the prettiest. The Nike Zoom Fly off-white pair. By the way, I still have a beef with this thing that they keep calling this the Vapor Fly in the press release.
Oh,
That's
do
not
they?
the name of the shoe. It's the Zoom Fly.
Because Brendan Dunn
Pretty preeminent.
he wore the Vaporflies, the Complex Con.
600s
The
on
Vapor
his
Fly
feet.
Elite. Let's just get the names right.
How many
man.
laps around the floor did you run in those
Many,
things?
and I was.
This is your
quite
cop or
a
not?
professor.
Or
This is
not?
my cop.
Did
yes,
you
I-
did you
I'm big
did you
on this.
break Complex Con in like 2 hours?
As we all
Breaking
know-
two-way comics.
Good
As we all know, I love the Zoom Fly, so this one is a no-brainer to me.
This is Brendan. This is Brendan in sneaker form.
Yeah.
He is like
Yeah.
the Nike,
you
consummate
like the
Nike
foam?
runner.
The quotation mark thing in general is not like I don't particularly love that, but
Yeah.
the Zoom Fly is a silhouette.
Yeah.
Yes, in effect.
Found out it was an inside job though. Randomly went on to Brendan Dunn's Instagram today because he told me to go look at something.
Okay.
And he posted an Adidas sneaker, and there were Nike running employees talking shit about him posting an Adidas sneaker on there. So I think when even he's hacking the website nowadays, it's hacking, and it's like really people passing him early links. He's like that in bed with the brand.
Oh man.
Someone in the comments just now asked if we're part of the Illuminati. You're definitely feeding that notion. Welty, what is your cop of the week?
My cop of the week is predictable. Don't
As
give me
well.
the fucking.
All right, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
If we want to talk about regional releases like this, I think that
Why
this
not?
this was cool. Adidas is bringing back the Cologne. They're doing a special version for a store in Cologne, Germany, called the Goodwill Out. The sneaker is releasing on a wide scale, but this one pair is only for the people who live in the actual city. So I thought that was dope that you can still do regional releases like this, but on a different level.
All right. And then we all agree.
Let me just say one thing. I think everything you just said is dope, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool.
You're
But
gonna be like,
how
"Oh,
many
that's a bump."
sneakers? No. But how many sneakers can you, Matt Welty, buy that look exactly the same as this one, bro?
Dude, I fuck them up, man.
Like every sneaker you come
should
to
get the
work with
handball
looks like
ones.
that. He has a handball.
Yeah.
He's got them all. He's got them all.
This
All
is
right.
his
Oh,
brand.
he's that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our
Yes,
drop
this
of
is
the
brand.
week. Our drop
I
of the
respect
week
it.
is
I respect
one
it.
we don't
Yeah.
need to spend too much time on because
Yes.
we all agree there's
Yes.
nothing good about it.
Oh
We-
man, I have like so much like
Well, we
literal
don't need to
fury.
say it.
Literal
we don't need
fury.
to spend too much time
Little
on
fury.
it. We don't need to spend too much time on it, but we all dislike very much the Reebok Furykazo Future.
Fuck this shoe.
Rich, real quick.
This is hold on. I'm gonna pass it up. So Jeff knows
said
what we're
real
looking
quick.
at. So Jeff knows what we're looking at.
Is this Future?
This
shoe?
is Future's
Okay, got
signature
you.
sneaker.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
I'm sure the
combination.
person who designed it is a very nice person.
This is a disgrace to what Steven Smith did to this sneaker.
So this is the Instant Pump Fury, obviously,
yeah.
and the Kamikaze, obviously, both which you know put together.
Let me tell you what this is. This is called design by democracy. It's when
Okay.
you get 12 people in a room,
Yeah.
and you don't want to piss any of the 12 people off, so you're going with, I'm going to say yes to you, and I'm going to put them all into one shoe.
And not one of those people was named Future.
I think this is
Future head.
more. I think this is more. You grab a fucking 750 and bring it into the room, and you're like, how can we make it look like this?
Absolutely.
One final note on
And
this
quite
shoe.
honestly, that's probably what Future did. He probably grabbed that shoe and was like, I want this heat.
I want the yay shit.
One
Yeah.
final
Yeah.
note on the shoe before we move on. Also, it's
Besides it being
it's
trash.
$250.
$250.
All right,
It's not as
let's
expensive as the article I wrote about this shoe.
let's get to the mailbag section where every week we dip into our user submitted questions and see what the people want to know from us, the esteemed full size run boys. First question comes from Major Kings on Twitter, asking, I guess Jeff, is there another silhouette you'd like to collaborate on? Something you haven't done yet?
ACG.
Okay.
I love that whole line. I love
Like a Moab?
Yeah, the Moab or the
Did you like the
Shuts or something.
Pendleton ones?
Like a
that they
Reba
dropped?
I love the one Jay did at Bodega.
Reba Dairy
shout out to
Yeah.
Jay.
Oh, I gotta hit up Jay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just reminded him that he wants free sneakers.
Next, someone kind of coming at Jeff here on Twitter, which we already know that's a thing. Someone wants to know why you guys decided to stop selling dunks yesterday to the remaining 50 to 100 people who were in line for 3+ hours in
Yeah.
the cold rain without umbrellas.
Right.
Yeah.
The rain is also my fault, by the way. And I prohibited
Can you
Is
stop
there,
that?
umbrellas.
is there a
Can you
pigeon
stop the
umbrella
rain?
coming out?
I manifested the rain and the no umbrellas go on. Y'all said there'd be enough. Yeah, okay, I did say in an
Did the
Instagram
back
post-
door get wider throughout the day?
Pause. But wait, let me explain.
This is
Since
a foul ass.
Yeah, like
First of all,
this is the-
was it 240 characters or whatever?
no, I was just about to say this is the worst reason why you should have the 240 character. This guy gets to just go
If
in.
this guy wants to know, he waited in line for 3
Okay,
hours.
okay. So I did say, and I quote, "We've got enough for everyone." Right? But that's
Don't ever fucking say that.
everyone, like on planet Earth. No, you got to look at the line and be like, how many shoes can fit in this building? Will they be able to supply this whole line? Maybe, maybe not. I saw one commenter be like, if I'm standing in line and 75 people are in front of me, I'm not going to wait in that line.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you think about the lines at ComplexCon?
I mean, that's what they want. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They were smashing into each other.
Yeah.
I was telling Mark, Echo, like, they got to figure
You
out.
call him Mark, just.
Mr. Echo. I was like, they need to make like elevated lanes for the lines because like, like the lines just go up.
A good seg into our next question from Rack TV.
I just want to say I apologize. I apologize to people waiting in the rain for sure.
Don't tell me, tell them.
I do apologize. Trust me, I want to sell you shoes. I want to make money off you. We ran out of shoes. Like that's what happens, you know.
But hold
and
on.
I think overall we did a good job. Like there was a lot of people in that line.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if you're like 800th on that line, do you really expect to get sneakers? Like,
Yeah,
if you're 800?
exactly.
Like, come on.
In your
I mean,
size.
but if
In your size.
Listen, if Jeff Staple told them that you were going to, I mean,
I know. I'm
Jeff,
sorry.
you fucked up for that one.
Yeah, I did.
no, but come on.
No, he fucked up.
I should have said within reason at the end.
Okay, the next person
You
wants
should
to
have
know,
the off-white. Everyone.
having just attended the second ComplexCon, what were our favorite activations and what are some improvements to the event? I think we already
Shout
agree,
out
like,
to
the
Rack.
lines.
We saw him
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
Shout out to Rack.
Is this Mark Echo asking this question?
Did get a chance to shake his hand. Favorite activations for me, Nike. The Nike booth really was an impressive one.
I'm gonna say 100% the n.e.r.d. one, and that's because I hosted it. like so. Yeah,
I really
that was
like
just fire.
I really like the Project Blitz mini ramp. I thought
That was dope.
I
Yeah,
think
that was
that
good.
Did you bring
brought
your skateboard?
That gets applause for sure.
skateboard P. Yeah.
I like the Nike one as well. I think if you're a kid and you're there and you get to spend 2 hours making a shoe, it's a dream come true.
So the man wearing Nike swooshes all down his arm did like the
Nike event.
Confirmed that. Any other improvements of it? I think the line stuff was
It needs more space, dude. Like there were thousands of people lined up.
more read space.
That also. It needs more space. Like there was so, like you said, people were crashing into each other. The lines are everywhere. It just needs more room to breathe. And it was. Listen, we were, and I want to make this very clear too, because I've gotten people hitting me on Twitter like, "Oh, you guys shouldn't talk shit about people who can't get sneakers because you
Bro, we
guys
didn't
had-"
buy anything.
We couldn't get anything.
I know.
And this goes to my point. When we weren't working, the last thing I wanted to do was be on that fucking floor because it was crazy out there.
Rich went to bed at 10 p.m. We were roommates.
Yeah, man. Well, chill.
It's not
Pause.
a glamorous life. We were roommates.
Yes.
And he went to bed at 10 p.m.
Yeah, man. I was out early.
I
was
will
like,
give them the benefit of the doubt though and say like, we could be having this conversation where it was like, yo, it was crickets in there. They got a space too big and nobody came.
Yeah, well-
it's hard to gauge like exactly.
I
Or
do-
you
I
could have
wanna say
dropped the
space.
brick like fucking Big Baller brand.
That was a brick. But I do want to say again, make it very, very clear, we did not get shit. Now, how can ComplexCon be better besides getting us more shit? How can ComplexCon?
One more question from our user submitted mailbag. Andy Johnson on Twitter saying, coming off that interview, Adidas, even at the corporate level, seems extremely confident in riding Boost to the ground, kind of getting defensive on that, comparing them to the Jordan line. I think he's referencing our interview with Wex.
Yep.
Can they keep riding Boost? If they do, it's going to be a comfortable ride, right?
They're going to have boost, but it's not going to be. I mean, the Wave Runner has boost in it, but you can't see
Exactly.
it.
Thank
You can't see it. It's just like the aesthetic is just kind of like played out, and it also sucks because once boost gets dirty, it's like fucking. You might as well toss.
But the
it.
Wave Runner is better, you're saying, it's encased.
Yeah, you're saying no, they can't keep riding Boost, or they can?
I think it's going to be like Nike, like an Air Force One. Like
Exactly.
It's inside
Yeah.
the shoe.
Exactly. Boost can continue. The Ultra Boost
Right.
is time to retire. But
Like, what's
understand that.
Foot Locker going to sell if they stop selling that shoe?
and there's actually
but more shit like you're saying, a new silhouette with Boost in it that's not the Ultra
Yeah,
Boost.
but there's still so many consumers that go to the sneaker wall and just pick
Yeah.
up a shoe and want to see the technology on it.
I
the
said that the
NMD.
Ultra Boost would be one of the 3 sneakers that I would rock for the rest of my life. So I
Desert
love
Island.
that sneaker. Actually, you know what?
you
Let's
still
ask
say
you
that?
Let's ask you that.
Yeah.
This was Brennan's question.
Stranded on a desert island. 3 sneakers you can bring with you for the rest of your life.
Not including this one.
Not
I
including-
wouldn't
He
bring
can
that
pick
one.
whatever shoe
No.
he
A
wants.
model.
See, I'm a very practical person.
Okay.
Number 1.
So number 1 would be Presto,
Okay.
right?
The t-shirt
for your feet.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 2, I'd want like an A Solo or something, so I could hike the mountain and get like the food
It's
that's
an
up
island
there.
though, not a fucking mountain.
There could be a mountainous
Yeah, there could be a
island,
mountain, yeah.
some
I need a
volcanic
hiking
Yo,
tree.
terrain.
your fucking islands suck. Mine was like a tropical paradise, B. Like I need I need aqua socks.
Aqua sock was going to be my third one.
Oh,
So I could go in
okay.
the water, I'm
Wow.
comfortable on the
How-
land, and
how
then I
very
can hike.
practical.
I'm very practical.
Wouldn't the navigation pack get you off the island?
I like this man now.
You're in like your Tom Hanks shit though, right?
Exactly. But no, Ultra. So I want to hear what you were saying about Ultra Boost. You said you could wear that for the rest of your life. You still
if I
say
only
that
had three
today?
silhouette, 100%. I'm a practical man too. I like
So,
fucking comfortable sneakers, dude.
I have a wall of Ultra Boosts.
Yes.
About 40 high, and I can't wear that shoe anymore.
Why not? Are you serious?
It's
You
just
don't like your feet?
expired on me.
What? The
The
silhouette,
look,
the style.
yeah, the silhouette has
So
expired.
it's
Really?
dead? Is the Ultra Boost dead?
I didn't say that. It's expired on me only.
How can a shoe that is relatively new, because
Yeah.
it dropped in 2015, 14,
Yeah.
one of those, right? I'm close.
14.
Okay. 3 years. How did it expire so fast in 3 years? But the Air Jordan 1, which is 32 years old, has not.
Timing. When it came out, it was like less competition, and now there's like so much competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, I still see the Ultra Boost. It's a comfortable sneaker.
Yeah.
That is it for this week's episode of Full Size Run Show. My man Jeff, thank you
Thank
for
you,
joining us.
Jeff, we appreciate
That was fun.
you.
I
Thank
wish
you.
you the best this weekend because
A lot's happening.
a lot's happening for
A
you.
lot more is happening with
Tell-
this too.
Is there anything you want to tell the people?
Stay tuned for the next 96 hours. We got a lot of surprises coming out.
96 hours? They already waited in the fucking rain without umbrella. You wanted to hang out for another 96 hours?
I'll
man?
command the rain to not come for the next 96 hours.
Bring your umbrella.
And will the
umbrella.
internet's back door get wider? Pause. I mean, I'm just trying to figure
You're gonna
out.
feed the kid Shake Shack in the line at least?
Stay tuned for the next 96 hours with Jeff Staple. We are out of here. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Listen, this is important. I need you to subscribe. They're going to make me keep wearing these fake Skechers Yeezys until we hit 50,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to Soul Collector on YouTube. Now.